Let's go ahead and find our way into child's pose. And let this child's pose be as comfortable as it can be. So if that means having some sort of a bolster or pillow, do that. Knees wide, big toes touching. You can have knees together if that's your preference, but then just let your torso slide between your thighs. Let your forehead rest to the earth and extend your arms out long in front of you. And then just take this moment to drop in, to feel your body drop into this place of stillness. Begin to feel the breath moving in and out of the body. Beginning to use the breath to anchor you into this present moment. Using the solidity of the earth beneath you to anchor you into yourself, to ground you down into the earth. And then just start to find some deep circular breathing. If you want to do that to a count of 4 or 6 or 8, you're welcome to. However, you could also simply try and even out the length of the inhale and exhale without a count. Beginning to cultivate Ujjayi breath, that slight constriction in the base of the throat so that the breath becomes long and slow and deep. And I'm going to read kind of a long reading by Barbara Mahoney, but it's pretty apt to what we're doing. There's something about December, all right, and I call it a gift. It's dark, all right, come December, month of the longest night, when minute by minute our dot on the globe is darkening. Today, December 21st, darkness shrouds all but 9 hours, give or take a few minutes and seconds of mainland America's hustle and bustle. Yet darkness to me is alluring. It calls me to turn inside, to be hushed, to pay attention. And mine is a lonely outpost. The fact is, we live in a light bulb world, LED, CFL, halogen, fluorescent, blaring, glaring, blinking 24/7, especially in modern day December. When's the last time you tiptoed out your kitchen door or onto a fire escape and took in the night show? It's there every night, the stars and the moon waxing or waning, a night after night lesson in fractions, lesson in wonder. I say, celebrate the darkness. Landscape of discovery, of finding our way only by engaging, igniting, heightening our deeper senses, the senses of the heart and the soul, the intellect and the imagination. Consider how attuned you are to sound and touch and danger when it's late at night and you can't find the light switch, and you're groping your way up an unfamiliar staircase, or you're out in the woods trying to clomp from sleeping bag to gosh darn outhouse without falling into the brambles or the icy cold creek. The truth is, darkness draws out our deep down depths. Darkness is womb, is seed underground. Darkness is where birthing begins, incubator of unseen stirring, essential and fundamental growing. December, I like to think, is when God cloaks the world, or at least the northern half of the globe, in what amounts to a prayer shawl. December's darkness invites us inward. The deepening spiral, paradoxical spiral, we deepen to ascend, we vault from new depths. At nightfall in December, at that blessed in-between hour when the last seeds of illumination are scattered and the stars turn on all at once, as if the caretakers of wonder have flown through the heavens, sparking the wicks. We too, huddled in our kitchens or circled around our dining room tables, we strike the match, we kindle the flame, we shatter darkness with all the light we can muster. The liturgical calendar, prescriptive in its wisdom, lights the way. It gives us Advent, season of anticipation, of awaiting, of holding our breath for spectacular coming, season of dappling the darkness with candled crescendo. And therein is a sacred instruction for the month. Make the light be from you, deep within you. Seize the month, reclaim the days, employ ardent counterculturism, and do not succumb. December is invitation. Glance out the window, behold the silence of the first snowfall, stand under heaven's dome and watch the star-stitched wonder, Orion, Polaris. Listen for the love songs of the great horned owl. Be dazzled. To be dazzled is a prayer. Mary Oliver, the poet saint, tells us attentiveness is the root of all prayer, and reminds us that our one task as we walk the snow-crusted woods or startle to the night's cry of the sky-crossing goose is learning to be astonished, ever astonished. Renaissance scholar and poet Kimberly Johnson says, I want to live my life in epiphany. So do I. Maybe so do you. And December, at the cusp of winter, season of fury and stillness, December demands our attention. It is a month draped in myth and legend. It is a month that rings with the power of the simplest story, the one we wait for, childlike, rapt, noses pressed to the window, scanning the heavens for bright and shining light. December invites us to be our most radiant selves, and we find that radiance deep down in the heart of the darkness. The darkness, our chambered nautilus of prayer, the coiled depths in which we turn in silence to await the still small voice that whispers the original love song. Chorus and refrain inscribed by the one who breathed the first breath. From here, slowly start to just roll yourself up as if you're uncoiling from this little ball within yourself. Let it be very slow as you unwind through the spine. Landing, kneeling, letting your head be the last thing to come up. And then once the head rises, just let the knees come back together. If your ankles are not enjoying this, feel free to slide a blanket underneath, or you can come seated cross-legged. Just take a moment here. Feeling the length in the spine. Feeling the breath grow you tall. And then go ahead and slide the eyes open and just walk your hands forward until you make your way into a tabletop. Find your wrists stacked underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers so that the fingers are pretty evenly spread apart. And then wrap your biceps forward and the triceps in towards one another so you feel your shoulders get nice and broad. And then go ahead and stretch that left leg back and just press into the ball of the foot so that the heel stretches back. Open up the back of the leg. It's been folded for a while. And then go ahead and release that one and switch. Take the other one and extend it out. And as you're extending through the right heel, think about simultaneously extending through the crown of the head. And then go ahead and release the right knee back down so the knees are under the hips. And then close the eyes once again and start to find your cat-cow and start to attune to the sensations in your body. Feel as you move in this cat-cow what's going on in your spine and your neck and your shoulders and in your side body, maybe even in the hands and the wrists, the knees and the feet, the ankles. And just take notice. Allowing yourself to drop into this place of witness, this place of noticing, this place of attunement. Letting the darkness of your eyes being closed heighten the other senses in your body. Feeling every sensation as you move. And then if you haven't already, start to connect your breath to this movement so that the inhales open the front of the body as you extend into cow pose, and the exhales round you and root your hands and shin bones down as you round the back into cat pose. And then similar to that circular breathing, create that here with the movement. And then from here, stay with that deep circular breath, but let the body move in whatever way you feel called to move it. That might be a down dog. That might be another child's pose. That might be circling the hips or the head. It might be a cobra. Whatever it is that your body's feeling called to do, let it move there. You'll have about 3 breaths to move. And then on the next inhale, make your way back to a neutral spine. Walk your hands forward, set the elbows down, walk the palms together, and then hips are going to stay over the knees, but drop your heart down and your forehead down to the earth. And then bend at the elbows so that the forearms and the fingertips come to point towards the sky. Palms are touching. And start to open into your heart center, into the upper back. And then while you're here, take a moment to set any intentions you want to set for yourself. Maybe for today, for today's winter solstice, maybe for the season, maybe for this upcoming year. Maybe it's something you want to let go of from this past. Whatever it may be. And then as you exhale, let the arms extend back. Take an inhale, slide yourself back up into tabletop, but let it be a relatively long tabletop. Again, adjust those hands, spin the biceps forward. Wrists will be a little in front of your shoulders at this point. Exhale and find downward facing dog. And then in your down dog, take a few breaths to move. Pedal out your feet. Stretch out the hips, the backs of the legs. Move the head around. Let yourself move a little bit here. And as you're moving, you're taking stock, you're noticing, you're feeling. Pause in your down dog. Feel for the hands and the feet anchoring evenly down. Feel for spinning the biceps forward and the triceps in. Same thing we did in that tabletop. Stretch through the spine as you relax through the neck. Head heavy. And then feel your sits bones lift high as the tops of the thigh bones reach back. Spin the inner thighs back. Draw the low belly up and in and the front ribs together and back. Feel the strength in your arms and your legs here. And then from here, as you inhale, lift the heels high. Stretch through the feet and the toes, and then start to roll yourself forward till you land in a high plank with the shoulders landing directly over the wrists. You can always have your knees down for a supported plank pose. Totally fine. We're going to stay here for about 3 more breaths. Drop into that circular breath. Keep wrapping biceps forward, triceps in, pressing the floor away from you so the upper back is broad. Lifting the navel towards the spine, lengthening the tailbone towards the heels of the feet, and then drag the heels of the toes forward and the heels of the hands back as you squeeze into the midline for 1 more breath. And then exhale, downward facing dog. From here, as you inhale, and 1 more time, lift high onto the heels, roll through the ankles, come back to your high plank and hold 3 more breaths. Creating all that same foundation we just created. Shoulders are directly over the wrists. Breath is steady and deep. And then from here, instead of lifting the hips, press through the balls of the feet so that your torso comes forward, and then just draw the knees forward so you land back to that tabletop. From here, we're going to curl the toes under and sit back on our heels. Now, if that is excruciating for your feet, take a block and set it underneath you. So sit on a block or sit on a pillow. And then we're going to work on our breath. Your eyes can be open or closed. Take a full inhale. And then exhale, let it all out the mouth. Next inhale, stretch the arms right up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Take an inhale, lift the heart, let the fingertips drop back and the elbow tips lift forward, open across the chest. Exhale, start to bring the forearms towards one another, belly towards the spine, round in, elbows to navel, curl in, chin to chest. And then inhale, stretch tall again, reach high into the sky, separate the arms. Right hand grabs left wrist. Exhale, take it up and over to the right. Inhale, stretch back to center, switch. Left hand grabs right wrist. Exhale, up and over to the left. Big breath into that right side body. Inhale, back to center. Release the hands, let them float around behind you. Interlace right thumb on top, shoulders back, open up the chest. Exhale, strong belly, hinge forward and fold. Keep the sits bones anchored, reach the knuckles back, and then inhale, rise back up. Switch the cross of the hands, left thumb on top, open across the chest, and exhale, bow down again. We're gonna go through this one more time. Inhale, roll back up, release the hands, let them float all the way up. Exhale, cactus the arms, spread the fingers nice and wide. Inhale, fingertips back, elbow tips forward, open, spread the collarbones wide, the chest wide. Exhale, draw the forearms together, the navel back, curl into yourself. Inhale, reach tall, rise high. Right hand grabs left wrist, exhale, up and over. Inhale, back to center, stretch up tall. Left hand grabs right wrist, exhale, up and over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Release the hands as you exhale, interlace right thumb on top. Inhale, open the heart, reach the knuckles back, and then exhale, bow forward. Inhale, roll yourself back up. Switch the cross of the hands, open up the chest, and exhale, bow forward. From here, inhale, roll yourself back up, release the hands, form all the way up. Sip in a little bit more air, close the eyes, sip in a little bit more. Draw the palms to touch, and then as you exhale, release the air out the mouth, rest the thumbs right at the third eye. And then all the way down to the heart. And empty out all the way. Come back to your intention. That honoring of the light within you. And then come forward back into your tabletop. Uncurl the toes and tap out the tops of the feet. And then from here, go ahead and curl them back under, walk your hands back, roll up and over the feet so you're in this low squat, knees are together. Tent up onto the fingertips, take an inhale, lift your heart, drop your shoulders, and then exhale, lift your hips. Heel toe the feet to hip distance and parallel. Slide the hands up to your thighs and inhale, extend the heart forward. Spread the collarbones, soften the knees, and draw the shoulders back. And then exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to for this first forward fold. You can even let your torso rest right on your thighs. Let the head be super heavy. And then from here, just let yourself sway a little side to side with bent knees, with strong belly. Arms heavy, head heavy, or arms can be resting the elbows if that feels better. And then draw yourself back to stillness here. Release the arms to the earth or your blocks if you have them handy. And then bend the knees, draw the belly in, and as you inhale, roll up slowly. Keep the knees bent the whole time, keep the belly strong the whole time. Rise to stand, let the arms float up overhead, nice extended mountain. Stay here, feel the bones stacking. Rock the weight a little bit front to back on your feet until you feel yourself evenly anchored down. Find that tripod in each of the feet and then feel that sense of rooting down. And then feel a lift through the arches, the kneecaps, the pelvic floor, the low belly, the heart, the crown, the fingertips. So there's this rooting down and extension, rise up. And then from here, exhale, hands to the heart, Anjali Mudra. Release the hands, inhale, sweep them up, rise up, lift the heart high, maybe even lift the gaze. And then exhale, soften the knees, hinge forward at the hips. Release the hands down, forward fold, slide the hands to the thighs, inhale, extend the heart forward, halfway lifting, and then exhale all the way down. Bend the knees again, draw the belly in, inhale, roll to stand. Head comes up last, arms are gonna come up with this inhale. And then on the exhale, fold right back in. 2 more like that. Inhale, half lift, really get extension and lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up, arms come up with you. Extended mountain, rise tall, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. And exhale, fold right back in. Inhale, come into that half lift. And then exhale and fold. From here, stay tension onto your fingertips as far as you can. At some point, you're gonna need to drop your hands flat. That's fine. We're walking our way forward into our downward facing dog. And then once you land there, flatten the hands. Anchor down through the inside of the hand, that space between thumb and index, and then rock the triceps in and then re-anchor the hand. So find that teeter-totter where you're trying to work both the hand and the triceps. From here, inhale and stretch your right leg back and up. Keep the hips squaring, so it might just be more of a half lift. And then on the exhale, draw the knee in towards the nose and the navel in towards the spine and press through the ball of the foot. So your left heel is super high and the hands are pressing into the earth. And then from here, keep that lift, that rounding of the spine, and step your right foot to your right thumb. Set your left knee to the earth, and inhale, rise up into your low lunge, Anjayanasana. And inhale, lift the heart, lift the crown, spread the fingers. Exhale, press down through the front foot, back shin, and then drag them towards one another. And as you do that, feel your low back lengthen and your low belly engage. Good. And then from here, take an inhale, cactus the arms, spread the fingers. Next, inhale, fingertips back, elbow tips up, open across the chest. Keep anchoring through the back shin and front foot. And then exhale, bring those forearms together, navel towards spine, round in. Inhale, stretch up tall again, reach up. Right hand grabs the left wrist. Exhale, up and over to the right. Keep this length in the left side body. Big, breathe big into the left ribs. Big inhale. And then on the next exhale, let that left elbow come right outside your right thigh and find your twist. You can inhale, feel the spine get long. Exhale, belly draws in, find rotation. Draw the outer right hip back. Draw the belly in, the heart forward. Good, and then on the exhale, unwind and frame the front foot with your hands. Take an inhale as your spine gets long, your hip drops forward, and then as you exhale, shift back into a half split, left hip coming over the left knee and the right toes flipping up. Inhale, heart draws forward. Exhale, belly draws in, hinge at the hips. Draw the kneecap back. Think about drawing your heart towards your toes towards your head, and finding length in your spine. Good, and then inhale, shift to that front foot comes flat and the hands, wrists land under the shoulders. Exhale, take that right foot back and up, three-legged dog again, keep it half. And then exhale, set it right down to downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward through to high plank. Set your knees to the earth. Draw the heart forward and the shoulders back, and then elbows drawing in towards your body, lower down so that the elbows land pretty much over the wrists. Slide the toes back and then drag your torso forward by pulling back on your hands. Elbows tuck in, heart lifts, belly lifts, feet anchor. And then exhale to an extended child's pose. Tent up onto your fingertips, drop the hips back, drop the head down, take an inhale here, breathe into your back body. And then on the exhale, land in downward facing dog. Inhale, let your left leg sweep up. Exhale, knee to forehead, navel to spine, round in, tuck in, lift high, press the floor away from you, pull the belly in tight, and then left foot to left thumb. Set the right knee down and inhale, float the arms up, low lunge. Find your foundation, back shin, front foot, anchor and drag together. Create that length in the spine as you inhale, sit tall. Exhale, root down. Okay, from here, drop the hands into cactus. Inhale, fingertips back, elbow tips forward, open across the chest. Think about lifting the heart and extending it forward. And then exhale, forearms come together, round into yourself, elbows towards navel, navel towards spine, tuck in, round it, and then inhale, stretch tall. Left hand grabs that right wrist, exhale, up and over to the left. Take another inhale, breathing into that right side, right ribs, and then exhale and find your twist. Right elbow comes right outside that left thigh. Inhale, extend through the spine, get long, tailbone to crown. Exhale, pull the belly in and rotate. Good. Inhale and unwind that. Set the hands down. Exhale to high plank. Take an inhale in your high plank, and then on the exhale, just lift the hips back and up to downward facing dog. Hold and breathe here. Settle into your breath. Settle into this moment of stillness, this moment of reflection. Okay, on the next inhale, look towards your hands. At the bottom of the exhale, step, walk, or float the feet forward. Take an inhale to lengthen halfway up and exhale, forward fold. This time, inhale, either roll up or unhinge from the hips, but land in an extended mountain. And exhale, fold right back in. Inhale, lift into that half lift. This time on the exhale, walk the feet back and land in downward facing dog. Inhale, take the right leg, reach it back and up. Again, that half lift. Exhale, knee draws in, navel draws in, right foot steps to the right thumb. Keep the left knee lifted if that's available to you. If it's not, set the left knee back down. Also, your blocks should be right there, so if you need a little bit of height, use your blocks. Okay, otherwise, runner's lunge. Right knee stacked over the ankle, outer right hip drawing back, belly lifting, left thigh super strong. Okay, from here, we're gonna lift into a high lunge. You're welcome to set the knee down and take a low lunge. Start by extending your right arm forward. Draw the belly super strong, get the legs super strong. You want the feet at about a hip distance alignment, and then try and extend the left arm forward. So you're long from your fingertips to the heel. From the spine, from the crown of the head to the tailbone. And then strong core, inhale, rise up, high lunge. Bend that left knee, pull the low belly and feel the low back get long. Keep that. Straighten the back leg any amount. This time, take the arms straight out side to side. Spread across the heart. Cross that wingspan. And then on the exhale, left arm's gonna cross over right for eagle arms, or you're gonna take hands to your shoulders, thumb to pinky or palm to palm. And then try and lift the elbows up in line with the shoulders. Gently move the hands away from the face. And then drop the shoulders. Squeeze the elbows together a little bit as they drag forward and the shoulders drag back and down. From here, unwind the arms, inhale, sweep them all the way up. And exhale, set them down to frame that front foot or grab your blocks. Take an inhale, and then on the exhale, launch up that back foot and find a warrior three variation. Hands gonna stay down on the floor on your blocks. Left foot flexing with the left hip rolling down so the hips are squaring to the floor, and then get the spine long again. Beautiful. And then start to bend into your standing leg as you reach, reach, reach with your back leg. Land back in that runner's lunge. Take an inhale. Exhale, high plank. Inhale and hold. With or without the knees, you can lower chaturanga, shoulders back, elbows in, but come all the way to the belly. Sweep the toes back, Take a little baby cobra as you curl and lift the heart. And then exhale, right back to downward facing dog. You can reverse your chaturanga or press through hands and knees and hold in down dog and breathe. Okay, from here, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to the forehead, navel to the spine, round in. Look to your left thumb, set your foot there. To start with this time, take your right knee down because I forgot this on the other side. Shift back into your half split, curl your left toes up. Extend the heart forward and hinge. Nice deep breaths. And then shift your weight forward so the front foot comes flat and your hands frame that front foot. Curl the back toes under, lift the knee, find your runner's lunge. Again, you want your feet at about a hip distance, front knee stacked over that ankle. Really firm into that back leg, firm into the belly. And then extend your left arm forward to start. And then extend your right arm forward and get that extension, heel to fingertips. Tailbone to crown. Hug everything else into the midline. Hips hug to the midline. Belly, ribs. And then inhale, peel your torso up, lift up. Exhale, bend that back knee, pull the low belly in, and then straighten that back leg. Any amount, keeping that length in the low back. Inhale, spread the arms open wide. Exhale, right arm over left. Find your eagle arms. Wrap it. Squeeze the elbows, drag them forward and up, shoulders down and back. Then move the hands away from the face and breathe here. If you want to try your balance, feel free to try closing the eyes. And then unwind the arms and inhale, sweep them all the way up. Exhale, set them down. Take an inhale as you extend the heart forward, and as you exhale, launch up into that warrior three. Roll that outer right hip down, flex the foot, and press back. Take another inhale, and then on the next exhale, bend that standing leg. Reach, reach, reach back through your back leg until you land in that runner's lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, high plank. Hold for the inhale, and then exhale, lower. Sweep the toes back, reach the heart forward, baby cobra. And then exhale, child's pose or down dog. You choose, we'll hold here for 3 breaths. One more breath. Okay. Next inhale, look forward to the hands. Bottom of the exhale, step walk or float the feet forward. Take an inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. And exhale, fold right back in. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, walk it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, knee to forehead, navel to spine. Look to the right thumb, set the foot there. Runner's lunge to start. Take an inhale, set it up. Then on the exhale, belly in, both arms forward. Reach long, heel to fingertips. Spread the fingers. Anchor the feet. Lift the back of the thigh. Lift the belly. And then inhale, lift the heart. Good. From here, spread the arms wide again. On the exhale, this time, right arm over left. Lift the elbows, drag them forward. Drop the shoulders, take an inhale. Then on the exhale, start to hinge forward at the hips, press through the back foot, reach forward through your fingers in the crown of the head. Inhale here. On the exhale, launch that back foot up, warrior three with eagle arms. Keep the eagle arms, and then inhale, come upright, left knee comes at 90 degrees in front of the hip. Start to bend into your right knee, cross your left leg up and over for Eagle Garudasana. Toes can wrap behind the calf or not. And then start to sit down. Take an inhale here. Elbows, knees in alignment. And then as you exhale and start to sit, you might start to fold in, dropping elbows towards knees, chin towards chest, curling in yourself. Squeeze the legs together, the arms together. And then on the next inhale, start to unfurl, unwind. Come on up, unwrap the arms, unwrap the legs, stretch the arms up tall, inhale. And then from here, exhale, we hinge back, warrior three, with the arms forward and the left leg stretched back. You can also take the arms into or by your hips like you're flying. From here, just set that left foot down for pyramid. So about 3 feet behind your right one. Now to the left a bit, about hip distance. Inhale here. Then on the exhale, take the arms around behind you. Either grab opposite elbows, or maybe you take prayer behind your back with the palms sealed. Shoulders back, pressing into your palms. Either way, inhale, lift your kneecaps, lift your heart. And then exhale, keep the kneecaps lifted, but start to hinge at the hips so that the heart starts to extend forward. The outer right hip starts to draw back. The feet anchor, and then fold. You can also release the hands and have them on your blocks or have them on the floor. Go for extension in the spine. Drop into that deep breath. Really nice, you guys. And then from here, unwind the arms, set them to the floor. Fold in a little deeper. And then inhale, step your way back to high plank. Exhale, lower to the floor. And pause on the belly. Then sweep the toes back so the tops of the feet are on the floor. And take the hands back behind you so that the hands are interlaced, right thumb on top. Now press the feet down so much that the knees lift. Lift the shoulders away from the floor and drag them down away from the ears by reaching your knuckles towards the heels. And then inhale, extend your heart forward. Start to lift up. Exhale, lift your belly, press the knuckles back, and lift the arms away from your backside. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. Big breath here. And then exhale and lower down. Just release the arms, let your head turn to one side, let your heels fall out, let everything soften for a moment. You can rock the hips side to side. But let yourself drop into the earth and rest. Go ahead and turn your head, flip it to the other side. As much as you can, letting go. Letting your body enjoy this moment of rest. And then let your forehead come back to the earth and the wrists come back under the elbows. Take an inhale, either curl the toes under and reverse your chaturanga, press through hands and knees. However it works for you to get there, land back into downward facing dog. Take one big breath here. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee draws in, navel and look to your left thumb. Set your foot there. Keep your right knee up. Find that foundation in the legs and then inhale, both arms reach forward. Stretch long. And then inhale, peel yourself up tall. Open across the arms here, and on the exhale, you're going to take left arm over the right for eagle arms. Squeeze them together, lift the elbows, drop the shoulders, get nice and strong. Inhale, start to hinge forward. So you're reaching forward through the arms, you're pressing into the ball of the foot to shift the weight into that front foot, and then exhale, launches you forward and up, that right foot floats. From here, on the inhale, stand upright, right knee coming right in front of your right hip. Exhale, bend into your left knee, cross right leg over left, go for 1 or 2 crosses. Adjust yourself so elbows and knees are aligned. You feel steady. Focus the gaze, find your drishti. Take an inhale, and then on the exhale, start to sink down. Sit down, start to curl into yourself, elbows towards knees, chin towards chest, navel towards spine, finding that little ball. And then on the next inhale, start to unfurl, unwind, unwrap the arms and the legs, stretch the arms tall, lift the knee in front of the hips. And then exhale, stretch that right leg back, warrior 3, arms forward. Roll that outer right hip down, inner right thigh up. Good, and then just set that right foot down for pyramid. Inhale, stretch up tall. Exhale, take the opposite arm on top if you grabbed elbows. Take the hands to prayer if you were there, or hands on your hips if neither of those options feel good. Then inhale, lift the heart, lift the kneecaps. Exhale, hinge in. Feel that outer left hip wrap back. Hug the right hip in. Lift the kneecaps and extend, extend, extend as you fold. Get nice and long. And always feel free to have hands to the blocks or the floor. If your hands are in prayer, you're pressing them together. You're drawing the shoulders down and reaching the elbows back. And then everyone go ahead and release the hands to the floor. From here, bend the front knee. Inhale, step it back into high plank. And exhale, lower to the belly again. Uncurl the toes, left thumb comes on top this time as you interlace, press the feet down. Inhale, reach the heart forward and up. Exhale, reach the knuckles back and up. Extend through the crown of the head so that the neck is nice and spacious. And breathe here. And then exhale and lower down. Find that place of rest again, head turning to the side, or you can make a pillow with the hands. And let the head turn to the other side. And then bring the forehead back to the earth, the wrists back under the shoulders. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, or child's pose. Okay, next inhale, look forward. Bottom of the exhale, step, walk, or float. Big toes touching this time, heels slightly separated. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, set the hands to the heart, Anjali Mudra. From here, sit down into chair pose. Inhale, sit back and down. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen, and this time, exhale, just walk it back to down dog again. Inhale, take your right leg back and up. This will be our last standing series. We're almost done. Exhale, knee to forehead. Look to your right thumb. Set your foot there. Angle your left foot at about 45 degrees and separate the feet to about hip distance, and then rise up into warrior one. So attempting to draw that outer right hip back and the left hip forward a little bit. They won't exactly square forward, but separating the feet will help that squaring of the hips. Then take the hands behind you, interlace right thumb on top, shoulders roll back, knuckles drag down the back of the left thigh. Bend into your front knee, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, draw the belly in and bow forward. You can rest on your right thigh, you can rest to the inside of the thigh, let the head drop, let the knuckles lift. And then from here, stay bowing, but set the hands to the sacrum. Release them and bring them to the inside of your right foot. And then walk them out towards the diagonal, towards the left corner of the mat. Tent up onto your fingertips. Open the right thigh. Take a big inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Walk the hands back around in front as you come onto the back toes. Left heel lifting. And then from here, inhale, take your right leg, reach it back and up again, stretch it back. This time, roll your right hip on top of your left and bend your knee. Press into your hands. Big inhale into your right hip. And then on the exhale, wrap that outer right hip down. Inhale, look forward, and on the exhale, take your right knee towards your right wrist for a pigeon pose. If your knee does not like pigeon pose, you can take it sitting on your right hip, totally fine, and bringing your shin a little bit more parallel. You can lie on your back and take a reclined pigeon or figure four. Or you can square the hips and tuck your left heel in a little closer to your hip. This is where it's nice to have a blanket or a pillow so that you can lie your torso over it. And we're going to be here for about 5 breaths. So find whatever support you have available to make this be somewhat restful. And then just close the eyes. And let the breath drop into a more natural rhythm. Let the body feel into that sensation of softening. Starting to let go. And letting that which is ready to die off fall away. And in this place of stillness, in this place of darkness, where our being, where our soul, where our body can start to replenish, to get ready to grow into the light. From here, start to walk yourself back upright. If you had a pillow there, just move it off to the side and bring your chest up so that your shoulders land more over your hips. And then go ahead and land on that right hip and bring the left leg all the way around. Cross it over to the outside of your right thigh and then set your left sit bone down. And if it doesn't want to sit down, extend your right leg out in front of you. Take an inhale, sit up tall. Take the left hand behind you to kickstand you, lifting the crown of the head and then extending the right arm tall. And then this time on the exhale, you're going to wrap your right arm around your left leg as you twist. Inhale, sit tall again, and then exhale, belly in and find your rotation. And then inhale and unwind that. Heel toe your left foot out to the right and your right foot a little bit away. So you're sitting equidistance between the heels for cow face pose or Gomukhasana. Spread all 10 toes. Your right leg can still be extended out in front of you so you can sit evenly down. That's totally up to you. And then on the exhale, you're just going to bow forward. Let your chest, your torso, your chin maybe even rest to the knee, maybe even your forehead. Or you can set your hands there and rest. And then inhale, let yourself roll back up. Take this left leg, swing it around behind you, set your hands down and land back to downward facing dog. Pedal out to the feet, inward down dog. And then if you wish to take a vinyasa, go ahead and move through plank, lower down to a belly down back bend, and meet us back in down dog. If you're happy hanging out here, stay here for the next couple of breaths. And then once you land back to down dog, inhale, take your left leg and reach it back and up. Exhale, knee towards the forehead, look to your left thumb, set your foot there. Set the right foot angled at about 45 degrees, separate the feet, and then inhale, rise into your warrior one. And outer left hip draws back. Press into your right foot to send your left knee directly over your ankle. And then again, right ribs wrap, right hip is wrapping forward. Take an inhale as you reach tall, and as you exhale, let the arms come behind you, left thumb on top, interlace the hands, shoulders roll back. Inhale, knuckles down, heart up, lift the heart high, and then exhale and bow down. Resting on your thigh, resting to the inside of the thigh, drop the head, lift the knuckles, lift the shoulders. And then exhale, hands to the sacrum. Bring them to the inside of your left foot and walk them at a diagonal out towards the right corner of the mat. Take a big inhale as you stretch your side body long, and then exhale, let it out the mouth. Beautiful. Bring yourself, walk yourself back to the front of the mat as you pivot back onto the toes of the back foot. Take an inhale in your runner's lunge, and then exhale, left leg sweeps back and up to that three-legged dog. Roll your left hip on top of your right, bend your knee and open up that left hip. Big breath in that left side. And then inhale, wrap that left hip down. Look forward and exhale, take the left knee towards the left wrist for your pigeon. Slide your right foot back and then set up whatever props you want on this side so that you can rest here for the next 5 or so breaths. And breathe. Let the breath become more of a natural rhythm of breath. Let the body release a little to the pull of gravity, that pull of the earth. And then on the next inhale, start to walk yourself back upright with the shoulders leaning over the hips. Slide whatever props you had to the side and then land on your left hip as you exhale and let your right leg sweep around the outside of the left thigh. Anchor the right sit bone down, and then again, your left leg can turn forward. Take an inhale as you sit up tall, right hand's gonna come behind you to kickstand and left arm's gonna reach up. And then as you exhale, belly in, hug your left knee. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, belly in and rotate. Gaze can just stay over the chest. And then go ahead and inhale and unwind that. Heel, toe the right foot out to the left. Let the left foot come a little out to the right so that the knees are stacked. Spread all 10 toes and you'll sit up tall. And then exhale and bow forward. Try and keep both sits bones down on the floor. Keep the feet active. Squeeze the inner thighs a little towards one another. And then inhale and roll yourself up. Take that right leg, help it around behind you. Land the wrists under the shoulders and step yourself back into down dog, taking any movement here that feels good. And then final vinyasa, if you want it, stay here in down dog or drop into child's pose. You choose. And then we'll all land down into a child's pose when you're done. Once you land into child's pose, walk your hands out to the right, tent up onto your fingertips, keep the hands shoulder distance. Take an inhale as you stretch tall, and then as you exhale, wrap the outer shoulders down towards the floor, and especially that left ribs a little towards the floor. Anchor into the hands. Anchor your left sit bone to your left heel, and then big breath into your left ribs. Take a big inhaling breath. Fill up, fill up, fill up, and then exhale out the mouth. One more. Big inhale, stretch into those left ribs, that whole left side body opening up. And exhale out the mouth. And then inhale, walk your hands through center, out and over to the left. Keep them that shoulder distance. Inhale, stretch your spine long, and then exhale, wrap the outer shoulders down. Anchor the right hip down. Big inhale through the nose. Breathe into your right ribs. Wrap the right ribs down, and then exhale out the mouth. One more like that. Big inhale. Maybe you just walk the hands a little further away or a little further to the left. And then exhale out the mouth. And then inhale, walk yourself back to center. Roll yourself back up. Walk the knees in and come to stand on your knees with them being about hip distance. And then curl the toes under again so that the heels are up. Take the hands behind you so that the fingers are pointing down and the heels of the hands are on the low back. Draw the elbows together, draw the shoulders together. Press down with the heels of the hands like you're helping your low back to lengthen. Then as you do that, feel your heart reach forward and up a little bit. And then this is just a really nice place to stay. If you want to drop into full camel and that feels like a beautiful thing to do right now, feel free to do that. Otherwise, we're just going to hold tight right here in this supported camel, opening the front of the body, supporting the back of the body. Keep the belly really strong. Pelvis is reaching forward as the heart reaches forward and up. Shoulders are drawing down and back, belly strong. Good, and then just help yourself back up, upright. Keep your knees at this hip distance and just walk your hands forward till you land back in that tabletop. Uncurl the toes, and then take a couple rounds of cat-cow or any organic movement in the spine that feels good here. And on the next inhale, find your neutral spine. Walk the knees forward between the hands, curl the toes under and roll over the feet so you land seated. And then extend the legs out in front of you, extend the arms up overhead, inhale. And on the exhale, just take a nice easy forward fold. And if this doesn't feel good, you can bend your knees, kind of wrap. You can also take that blanket or pillow and use it to rest on. We won't be here for too long. A couple more breaths. So let it be easeful. And then inhale and roll yourself up. We're going to get ready to lie down for our Shavasana. So I'm going to give you a couple of options. We're going to end in kind of a heart opening Shavasana. So depending on what props you have, if you have 2 blocks, you could set them up in a T, with one being a shelf for the back of the heart and one being one size higher for the head. You could take a blanket or a pillow and set it right at your back. at your backside so that you just lie over it. And then if you have no props, I'm going to give you something to do without props. So those are two a little bit more passive things. Then if you want to do something a little more active, lie yourself down and walk your feet in like you're going to go into bridge, which we are. From here, press down into the feet, lengthen your tailbone towards your heels, and then lift the hips. And then extend the tailbone right between the knees. Take the arms underneath you and interlace them. And then wrap each shoulder underneath you, like pretty tightly under you. Press a little into the back of the head so you keep that cervical curve. And then keep your hands interlaced, keep your shoulders pressing down and your arms drawing down towards or in towards one another, but lower your torso down onto your forearms. Now walk your feet in and drop your knees open. You can unwind the hands. You might even grab the inner ankles here, or they can just be flat, or they can stay in a fist. So this is your no prop, a little more active. And this won't be Shavasana. We'll all just hang here for a moment, and I'll let you out of Shavasana. Now just settle in, find that circular breathing again here. If you're already on props and you're ready to drift away into Shavasana, be my guest. Feel this openness of the heart. Having prepped your body to receive the light. To grow that light that's within each of us. And then if you're in this pinned Baddha Konasana, help the knees or bring the knees in towards one another. Lift up just enough so you can unroll the arms. And then set yourself up for whatever Shavasana sounds good. You could have something under your knees. You could have something under your head. Let it be as comfortable as it can possibly be. If you want to take a blanket and cover yourself in a blanket, that would be another nice option. We're going to take, before we drop all the way in, we're just going to take a few guided breaths. Inhaling for a count of 5, pausing for a count of 3, and exhaling for a count of 7. And if you're already in your Shavasana and you're happy there, stay just as you are. If you're wanting a little bit of breath work, go ahead and take a full breath in. And exhale, let it all out the mouth. And then in and out through the nose. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause full. Well, that prana, that energy, that oxygen circling around inside you. And then exhale, 7, 6, 5. Slow it down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause empty. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause full. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause empty. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause full. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause empty. Last time. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Sip in a little bit more air. Get as full as you can. Then relax your face and your throat and your jaw. Maybe sip in even a little bit more air. Feel that fullness of your breath. And then exhale, slowly let it out the mouth as slow as you can. Feeling the body sinking heavier into the earth with every bit of emptiness. Until you drop fully down into the earth, into your Shavasana, letting go of all the effort in your body, in your mind, in your breath. Letting yourself rest, be in stillness. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we be awakened to the light of our true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing and kindness and grace for all beings. Please stay and rest as long as you can and enjoy. Happy solstice. Happy holidays. Thank you for being here. Namaste.